In recent years, I've cruised on all 5 of the major small ship luxury lines, not just once, but multiple times on each. And whilst doing that, I discovered so many things that most people misunderstand or do not appreciate about them. For whilst these lines are all lumped together by the industry into a category called small ship luxury, they deliver such different experiences. Welcome aboard, I'm Gary Bembridge, and I'm putting them head to head, sharing my genuinely surprising findings about where each one shines, where they fall short, and who I think should and absolutely should not cruise on each of them and why. But before picking the differences apart, I need to talk about what things they do share and why the industry lumps them together. The industry defines Oceania, Viking, Explora Journeys, Windstar and Azamara as being in the small ship luxury category. And they say they sit between what the industry calls premium lines and ultra luxury lines. Premium being lines such as Princess, Holland America, Celebrity and Virgin Voyages, with big ships carrying between 2,000 and 4,000 guests and lots of add-ons to their fares once on board. Ultra luxury includes lines like Silversea, Seabourn, Crystal and Regent Seven Seas, and they have smaller all-suite ships, very high crew to passenger ratios, and the most comprehensive inclusions in their fares. Even their pricing sits between those two worlds. On premium lines, a balcony cabin costs from around $300 per person per night. On these small ship luxury lines, you're usually starting about $600 per person. And then when you jump up to the ultra luxury end, you're often looking at least $1,000 per person per night. One thing I found is that all share that they're absolutely a step up from premium, but they are a step down from ultra luxury if you've been on those. I also found and feel they're really good at aimed at cruisers who want to escape the bustle of big ships and move into a calmer, more adult boutique hotel style experience, which do have more interesting itineraries than those bigger premium ships can deliver and are limited by and to. As most of the ships carry around 1,000 guests, although as you'll hear some are much smaller, it provides that quiet, but also means they can get into smaller ports, dock in city centres that big ships can't, like Marseille or Shanghai, and they tend to offer more overnights. Food and service is absolutely better than premium. The vibe is more grown up, with 2 of the 5 being adults only. But there are a couple of things that catch people out when they first upgrade from premium lines to small ship luxury. For example, dress codes are far more relaxed, often no gala nights, jeans and smart trainers are fine in the evening on most, and entertainment is not a strength. I found on all of those, for example, they've got small production teams, they do low-tech theme shows, a bit of trivia, some quizzes, but the real focus when it comes to entertainment is on enrichment, talks, craft classes, digital training, bridge classes, and even libraries. And where they differ from ultra luxury is that most of these lines carry more passengers than those lines, so they are noticeably busier than ultra luxury. The service is less personalized than an ultra luxury. There's also a much wider range of cabin types on small ship luxury than on ultra luxury, so they have inside ocean view and they do have fewer inclusions. But if that's what's the same, time to look at the differences by line, starting with Oceania Cruises, which is part of the Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings Group. Oceania is best known for and has built their line around food. They have even trademarked the phrase, the finest cuisine at sea, and they back that up with the most dining choice in this category. On their bigger ships, in addition to a main dining room, buffet and pool grill casual dining that all their competition offer, they have 4 specialty restaurants: Red Ginger Asian, Polo Grill, which is steakhouse, Toscana Italian, and Jacques, named after their long-standing culinary partner Jacques Pepin, whose dishes also appear on the menus in the main dining room. Oceania also recently became an adult-only line, starting from 2026, and is well known for their enrichment program, focused with guest speakers, a culinary centre running cooking classes, an artist loft where an artist in residence runs craft classes, digital training, and bridge classes. Also worth noting is their fare is called Your World Included, which has quite a lot of inclusions and more than premium lines like gratuities, non-streaming Starlink Wi-Fi, specialty dining, group fitness classes, and things like sodas, specialty coffees, teas, and so on. You can then choose between shore excursion credit or complimentary wine and beer during lunch and dinner hours. Found the areas of weaknesses for Oceania are the following. First, be careful which ship you choose, as the facilities, cabins and experience differs. In practice, they have 3 different types of ships currently. The older R-class ships like Insignia, Serena, Regatta and Nautica, carrying around 670. They have less choice, smaller cabins and tiny bathrooms. Then you've got the O-class Marina and Riviera at around 1,250 guests, and then you have Vista and Allura ships, which are way more modern. There's also a new, bigger Sonata class coming from 2027, carrying 1,350. Second, living up to that finest cuisine at sea promise is hard. Based on my experience, Oceania does have the best food in the category, and it is a noticeable step up from premium lines, but I also understand why people are sometimes underwhelmed because that marketing sets the bar extremely high. Third, there is still a fair bit of upselling, encouraging you to buy drinks packages, the spa, go to drinks tasting events and shopping. Fourth, their port immersion and destination briefing is rather weak and disappointingly almost non-existent compared to some others in this particular category. Based on my experience of trying all these lines, Oceania is best for cruisers who do care about food. And I feel it is the best of all for cruisers who are looking to step up from premium because it's the closest to that experience. It's just calmer, less busy. But if you're coming from premium, do choose one of the larger ships, not the R-class. Let's explore now one of the biggest players in this category with more ships than any of the others. That is Viking. Viking Ocean is best known for being adult only, culture enrichment heavy, and utterly consistent across the entire fleet, unlike Oceania and in fact most of the others. All 15 Viking ships look the same outside, have the same layout, and have the same Scandinavian decor inside. Once you've been on one, you know exactly what the others will feel and even look like. Most of their ships carry 930, although some of the newer ones are just under 1,000. And they make a big point that they don't have things like casinos, for example. Viking is also known for and sees itself as the thinking person's cruise line. There's a resident historian on board who will be an expert on the region and the ports, guest speakers, cooking classes in the kitchen table, and craft sessions as well. The fares usually bundle flights and transfers, and they have many inclusions in the fare, with one shore excursion in most ports being what makes them stand out and different versus the other lines in this category. But the fares also include gratuities, non-streaming Wi-Fi, beer, wine and soft drinks at lunch and dinner, dining at their 2 specialty restaurants, Manfredi's Italian and the Chef's Table, then specialty coffees, teas, and access to the very popular Nordic Spa. I found the areas of weaknesses for Viking are the following. First, I found and get the same comment all the time. Gary, the ship was lovely, but it was just too quiet. That's Viking doing what it was designed to do. It's laid back, quite cerebral, and the bars don't usually get a late night crowd looking to party. By 10 in the evening, it can feel like most have retired to bed. Second, bookings for both those 2 specialty restaurants and all of the excursions are released based on cabin grade. So on my last trip in an entry-level cabin, I couldn't get a decent dining time, and the best excursions were actually sold out. Third, I found on all trips that the included excursions were often just standard low-cost walking tours or panoramic bus drives, and they can often miss the most iconic sites because I guess they involve more costs. So, for example, on my last trip in Alaska, I basically had paid for excursions in all the ports anyway because I wanted to see the must-do things. Fourthly, there are very long payment terms in some countries like the United States, where full fare is required up to a year in advance is off-putting, and they almost never have solo deals either. I believe Viking is best for couples who want calm, familiar adult cruising and want pretty much everything organized for them, and also where they want a strong focus to learn in depth about the places visited. If you want buzz, nightlife or variety, it will feel flat. Time to talk about the new kid on the small ship luxury block, the line owned by the Aponte family behind MSC Cruises, Explora Journeys. Explora Journeys is best known for being the sexy new entrant, offering purpose-built ships with European luxury boutique hotel at sea look and vibes. Their 922 guest ships are modern, with lots of outdoor deck space, multiple pools and hot tubs dotted all around, stylish boutique hotel-like lounges, bars and restaurants. They have only balcony cabins, again, very modern decor. They're also known for being the only line in this category that is actively courting families. It's the only one with kids clubs, which actually doubled in size from Explorer 3 onwards, and they offer discounted kids fares. They actually have a maximum occupancy of almost 400 more than the 922 double occupancy, because many suites sleep up to 4 people. Now this catches some people out sailing because many expect small ship luxury to be almost entirely adult. There is one adults only plunge pool area, but the rest is very family friendly. They're also known for having a much larger European passenger mix than the others, and although English is the main language, they make much of their support for multiple European languages on board. They're also known for being the most all-inclusive in this category, closer to ultra-luxury with unlimited fine beverages, thermal spa access, some specialty dining, Wi-Fi, and gratuities included. Explora wants to be known for dining and have a wide choice. Unlike the others, they have no main dining room and have the Mediterranean Yacht Club and Fil Rouge, French-inspired, instead of a main dining room. The specialty restaurants are the included Sakura Asian, Marble & Co Steakhouse, and the added charge Anthology Italian and Chef's Kitchen. In my experience, the food is mixed but generally very good, but they do have the hands-down best buffet in the category in the Emporium Marketplace, which is closer to a food hall concept. Because it's new, some of the soft product is still being refined and the offer is still kind of forming. I found variable service and mixed attention to detail. Entertainment is weak and the theatre is more a cabaret than theatre venue. They're still kind of figuring out their entertainment offering. With a small fleet that will grow over the coming years, though the itinerary choice is still pretty limited versus the others. And for those seeking an adult environment, they do need to cruise, avoiding school and key holiday periods, especially in the Mediterranean. If modern design, space, more inclusions, premium hotel feel really matter to you, Explora does stand out. And if you're looking for a small ship, family-friendly or multi-generational luxury cruising option, they are absolutely hands down the best in this category for this. What if something, though, truly small and more adventurous appeals to you? Then this next line, based on my experience, could be the better choice. The privately owned Windstar. Windstar is best known for offering the truest yacht experience in this category, as it has the smallest cruise ships in the category, the old Seabourn 312 passenger ships and 2 224 passenger new builds. It's also the only one in this category with sailing ships that carry between 148 and 342. Thanks to their fleet, they're also known for having interesting port-intensive itineraries, calling into ports that others simply cannot. And also for their year-round French Polynesian sailings. They've been sailing there for almost 40 years, longer than any other line. They're known for a very laid-back, very casual vibe. While Windstar's strength is that feeling of being on a yacht rather than a cruise ship, their weakness is that, except for the 2 new builds, their ships are older. They have few true balcony cabins. Some of the cabins probably feel a bit more premium than luxury. Also, of course, a small ship means limited dining choice. So you only have amphora, the main dining room, the veranda buffet for breakfast and dinner, which becomes candles, a steak, and seafood grill at night. Food is fine, but it doesn't stand out versus the others, that they do have a partnership with the James Beard Foundation. Another weakness versus the others is that although fares are broadly the same, inclusions are the least of any in the category. Soft drinks and specialty coffees are included, but gratuities, Wi-Fi, alcohol and excursions are not. Windstar is best for people who dislike crowds and big or even moderate-sized ship and that kind of energy. They want to visit more unusual, less visited ports. They like a really casual cruising environment. They don't care about shows or flashy facilities. And of course, they want to try sailing ships and some of the smallest cruise ships sailing today. But what about Azamara, another of the small ship luxury lines? Azamara, which was bought from Royal Caribbean by Sycamore Partners, is best known for and positions itself as the best of these lines for destination immersion and intensive region itineraries. They focus on longer days in port with more late departures and more overnights than the other lines. They're also known for 2 signature events that their regulars love: the As Amazing Evenings and White Nights. These are run once each on a cruise. The As Amazing Evenings offer a local cultural immersion event just for their guests, which on my trips have included things like a local operatic performance in Italy and a special food and drink market they created in France. The White Nights is a deck buffet with stations hosted and served by the ship's senior crew. They're also known for having a consistent but aging fleet of 4 identical R-class ships carrying around 700 guests. This lets them dock right in city centres and narrow waterways. So if you're on an itinerary, Big ships will be moored in working ports in places like Marseille, but I, for example, went to Marseille on Azamara. We sailed right into the city centre on my last trip. Their ships also have the widest range of cabin types, from inside to suites, making them the most affordable entry option into small ship luxury. Many seeking a more value small ship luxury experience also see as a plus their fare inclusions, as it includes gratuities and a kind of basic drink selection, meaning you don't necessarily need to buy a better drinks package, although Wi-Fi, premium drinks and the 2 specialty dining venues cost extra unless you're a suite guest. While the strength of Azamara is that people love and are unlikely to complain about the ports and the longer stays, you do sometimes have more issues or complaints from them about their ships. These are older vessels. The cabins and bathrooms, and especially the showers, are really small. Entertainment and facilities are modest, and the food, while good, isn't up at the level of Oceania or Explora, for example. Azamara is best for travelers who want maximum time ashore and are happy to treat the ship as their transportation more than a major attraction in itself. If you are looking also for a value entry into small ship cruising, Azamara leads the field. If you want glamour, big suites, lots of entertainment, you'll probably be disappointed. But if none of these small ship luxury lines appeal to you based on this, why not join me over in this video where I look at the level above it, the ultra luxury lines. See you over there.